Hey everybody, Graph is back with Jade.
Hi everyone, hope everyone's doing well.
We're going to start today with a little update on what's been happening. So we had this big green candle that everyone got super excited about. Now, so we came down into this area where our support is, where we expect to get our bounces if we want to break this one at the top. Now, this line can be moved a lot based on what time frame you're looking at. We're on the 1 day now. So here is pretty accurate. And you can say we could have failed here and came down, but we didn't. We broke free and we got out. Now this is called, what's this called? Come on, Jade. A break of trend.
Okay, break of trend.
Now, do we buy break of trends, Jade?
No.
I don't buy break of trends. You guys do whatever you like. Now, of course, on larger time scales, I can. Like when we were breaking trend here, I did buy. But as I expect this to come down and test, possibly once, possibly twice for a retest, I'm going to wait. But what I've learned is that we can go to 47-ish, 48, 49-ish when we go up. So if we came down again, and I could buy in this area, I could do a trade and wait till BTC comes to this area, possibly going a little bit higher because it's going to get an extra bounce. And I can pull my trades out. So that's the break of trend there. Now, a lot of people just think, off she goes to the moon. I've just expressed that I would like it to go back down and test down here. Now, this is not always going to happen, but I feel like if it doesn't happen, we're not going to break this. As I've expressed in most of my videos, we need a lot of what, Jade?
Support.
A lot of bounces. A lot of bounces. But yeah, support is accurate.
Is that what you meant, the trend?
What are you asking about, Jade?
The candles before.
Yeah.
Basically, it looks like a mirror to what's happening now. What was happening in this area.
Yes, yes, that was I can show you the green graph. Hold on, I think it's up here. So the green graph, as patterns that regularly will repeat. Sorry, it's on 4 hours. As patterns that regularly repeat, one of the first things I did after we had our crash was draw out a repetitious pattern. So this pattern here, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and all the way down, which is called Wyckoff distribution. So I drew it out here so we could get something similar, and we did. Now, this was never my assumption that we would do this. I just thought it would be something of interest that I would watch, and it did repeat. And the first few were almost perfectly, and we didn't get here. We got a little bit higher than we did here. I thought this might have been the top, but we stopped here and came down. So we sold up here in case it was a repeat of a pattern, and it was. And you can see this green line, which is not a very strong line. I don't think many people have it drawn in on their graphs. I drew it in early to coincide with this pattern, and we have gone up and we are testing it now. If this is mostly based on psychology, not exactly points that we have tested. So yeah, if the pattern was to repeat, we would only have to go to the green line.
Yeah.
And that would be where this starts. You see where that one starts, and this started all the way down here. I'm not suggesting that we come down this far. This would just be my bottom. I don't expect to go further in this part of the cycle, but we could. I consider 43 to like 36, 37, the same area.
Yeah.
Anywhere in there is a good buy. I didn't buy during the first one because I wanted to watch to see what would happen, mostly because buying here and we could have gone down a little bit lower and I would have lost money. Now I feel like we come back down, and if we end up in here, maybe we won't go any lower. That would be great. 39 with 40, just barely under 40, about 39.9. Could have been the bottom for the next one. We don't know. Back to the other graph we're looking at. So we had a break. Now, what you would look for is a test a retest of the trend we broke, which would be this line here. And this is a downward trend. So retesting that would regularly imply that we would come to a lower target than what we broke at. So we broke out here at about 44,000. Now to come down and test it over here at 43 wouldn't be all that strange at all. If we came down now, if we came straight down, we would come down to 43. If we keep going sideways for a few more days and we were to test this line, it would be lower. Now, in a lot of these patterns and these breakouts during accumulation, I find that we will regularly come back and test what the bottom was. So you get a breakout, everyone's like, yay! We're still very much in a downtrend. This was a downtrend. Now we're in a new downtrend. We haven't created a higher high above 53. And so the assumption that we're going up from here would be difficult for me to come to. You can see what happened because I've been going so slowly here. We're losing all our momentum indicators. So this is the MACD. I'll open that up for you just to show you. You see all the momentum straight down, and we're under here, which is very low. A little bit up. We only came up a tiny bit with that extra bit of momentum. I was talking to someone yesterday, and they were worried about how poor our momentum looks over a long period of time. But I had to explain to them, well, we're in accumulation, and we're under our previous high. So to have momentum past any of these things won't happen until we pass our previous high. We're going to have, unless we get a huge spike very quickly, but even then it's going to be over a short period of time. To bring the momentum up that high will be difficult. We could look at some other momentum indicators, but frankly, they're all tell you the same story, and you can see them all on the graph. We're not going very fast. We've been here for a few days. Whoops. Back out. We've been here for a few days. Let's see how many days. Wicked up here in 1, 2, 3 days. Now this is a line of support. See, I've drawn in. We could bounce there at 46.6. But to be honest, I feel like that would be a very small drop. Therefore, we will be coming very slowly. And to get much of a bounce, I would only see a tiny little bounce, go up a little bit, probably not even get above our 49 again, and then come back down and test something more meaningful where there'll be more people to buy. People will buy on this trend line or in this box. And they'll certainly buy under the box. All of here will be a buy. Buying up here, I don't know who's going to buy up here. The people who bought down here are selling, or they're doing nothing. People who bought down here are not going to buy here. Nobody buys on green. Buying on green is dangerous. Now, when I say nobody, I said nobody who has any control over the market in a positive way for us going up. Retail and stupid money are always buying on green, but that's because we need someone to sell to. And I'm going to go into the last graph, which is the orange one. Nope, that's not the orange one. Orange one. Okay. And I want to explain again, go over some things we mentioned before. So what we said was we would expect, remember now we're not like, this is very approximate. If I was putting in better times and dates, I would probably move this forward because I think we're going to go a lot faster than this one. But we'll leave it there just looking at prices, Jade, okay? These are prices we can hit. And obviously this line is a bit silly, but prices anywhere up here and we can come down any amount. What we said was we would stay under this trend, and when we broke over it, we would hit around this area, which I have marked as 47.6. Now on the weekly candles, that's pretty much where we are exactly. We did wick a little bit higher. I'm not going to be playing around with wicks in my estimates. And to be honest, we could just draw a big circle around all these points and say it's plus or minus 2, 3, 4K, whatever you like. They're all just approximate, but of course we would expect them to be these stronger lines. That's why I've picked them, but price will go a little bit above them or fall a little bit short, and it'll still be the same thing. So we came up to our target price, and this is why I wouldn't be buying. I didn't buy down here because we could always have gone down lower. Now I see what the pattern is. I can buy down here the next time we come down, or if we just keep going up, we pass this line, maybe I'd be interested. Or if I have another trend line I could put in. But even our 53, if we pass the 53, because I think 53 to 58 is a clean shot. I can do some trades in there, but I'm not going to trade in this area. I'm going to leave that alone. So we thought we would go up, break, come down and test something. Now we don't have to test this low. We could go lower. We could stop here. We don't know. This looks like a good place because it would also be testing the blue line. But the thing is, this is with weekly candles, Jade. And as you can see, weekly candles have long wicks. So we get a really long wick and go down anywhere. And as I said, 37-ish, 37.5 would be the bottom I would expect. Any lower, I would be looking at doing maybe some different TA. If we went down to 35, I wouldn't be surprised, but it would go against where I don't think we're going to, people will buy before we get there, I feel. So a break and we come back down. And this pattern can repeat. We could do it a second time, go back up to the same price and come back down again. We don't have to. It would give us a better bounce and a greater chance of going up. And I do feel like the next run, when we've done enough bounces, is going to be up to the top. Now, this, as you understand, isn't going to be like straight to the top. I think we're going to come down and do some bounces. This one would be nice. I would be very bullish if we came down here. I'd be like, oh, nice. This looks good. We have a double bottom. I understand there's two wicks here. You could call it a double bottom. But when they're right beside each other, I consider it 1 point. For it to be a double bottom, I would like to see price to go up and then come down. A lot of people have been like, but Graph, we've had a double bottom. And some people are like, oh, we hit the bottom like 4 times. Like, yeah, but you're looking at like a 4-hour graph or a 1-hour graph. And when did we go up? Because the bottom was, let's say, here, and we came up to like here. Do you know what I mean? We came up to like here. We didn't go anywhere. We stayed in this ballpark, same area. So I consider this 1. I think for the best bounce, we need triple bounces at the bottom. And for our rejection to be all the way to the bottom here, we need triple bounces. And remember, when we get here, I expect to go straight up to the top. Okay, I can draw that line back in just for some people who were like, oh no, it just points to the bottom and it's the end. So we get a pat. Let me see. I need a drawing tool. Let's see here. Pat. Let's draw a line up straight to the top. And off she goes to riches and fame. And we'll put it back into orange with dead ones. See? Orange. So that is my market update. Everything is going to plan. And what I mean plan is, these aren't my expectations. This is what I want to see. This is what I think is the best way for us to get out of this trap. I feel like we need bounces, big bounces, and the last one needs to be the biggest bounce. So this is break of trend, test, and retest of this barrier. Now we have to do the same here. Break of trend, test, possible retest, and go. And that would give us a triple bottom. If we just get a double bottom, I will still be quite content. But I feel like we may need a triple bottom if we want to go to 58. We get a double bottom and go up. I could see us going to 53, maybe slowing down again and having to come back. But we'll see. All right, there's your update, guys. I hope you're doing well. And remember, when do we buy, Jade?
When candles are.
Candles are red. When do we sell?
When candles are green.
Candles are green. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Best of luck in the market. I'll be right back with some more videos. Everybody can still hear.